And welcome back to yet another Buffalo Bills pregame as we prepare for Thursday night football on Monday.
Yeah.
Due to COVID, of course, we've rescheduled the Bills game following a week where it was only the second game in NFL history on a Tuesday night. And on that historic night, we're not even going to talk about the results, really.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about it? We can skip it. No, you want to skip it? Skip it. We're skipping it.
I don't think that Bills fans will be pining for Tuesday night games anytime soon as a result of that game.
Yeah, Tuesday night football is horrible. I do not endorse it.
Maybe right now is the best time to talk about it then. I did have because of a custody agreement, the very unique situation, the chance to sit down and watch a Bills game with my son, who's 6 years old. And as the game was close in the beginning, he was getting into it. He was getting really excited. When Dawson Knox stiff-armed a linebacker to the ground, he was like rolling on the floor laughing. He's like, football can be funny sometimes too. And it was really exciting for a little bit, but as the game got out of hand, his interest dropped off completely. So there was some hope for maybe bringing up a Bills fan, but man, it really helped the Bills are good.
Well, I'll say this. I'm really happy that he's distinguishing between the Bills and the other team for his lack of experience watching football. Because I could have seen him with Derrick Henry stiff arm on Josh Norman and him going, yay, stiff arm again. And you being like, no. But he didn't do that, according to your story. So good deal.
By then, he'd already lost interest.
Oh. Gotcha. So maybe he would have. Who knows?
But looking forward to the game versus the Chiefs, it would seem the talk of the NFL this week is the continuing odyssey of LeVeon Bell trying to find that perfect spot for him, which was not New York, apparently. He was released. He was courted by other teams, including the Bills. Ended up signing with the Bills' opponent this week, the Chiefs. I guess it's kind of a Bill Belichick move, right? Signing someone from the division that your opponent's playing. Maybe he's giving the Chiefs the inside information from Adam Gase, how well the Jets handle the Bills. I don't know. But do you think the Bills escaped a bullet by not getting Le'Veon Bell? He's not able to play against the Bills, so it's not so much a storyline for this game. But what is your view on the situation?
It seemed really strange that Sean McDermott was even interested in him. And that kind of goes back to our conversation we've had the last couple of years about Sean McDermott in general when it comes to players he wants. Because on one hand, Sammy, get out of here, who is now on the Chiefs, of course. Marcel Darius, get out of here. We don't need you. Give me that 5th round pick, please. But then he's like, Antonio Brown, come on in. We can totally handle all the problems you have. And Le'Veon Bell, come on in. We can handle all these problems. Like, really? Can you? I mean, the Raiders couldn't handle it. I mean, I'm so glad we didn't get Antonio Brown now. I mean, obviously I had different thoughts at the time. But given the fact that I just said that, I haven't been too impressed with Singletary this season or Ross either. So I would have actually liked to get another running back in here, to be honest, and see if we can improve there. Now, maybe Bell is kind of like McCoy now. Maybe he doesn't have what we thought he had. Like, maybe that's really the issue, and he's just taking it out on the Jets, and we'll find out soon enough when he's in KC, well, on Monday. So time will tell. I can't really give you an answer on this one. Obviously, if he does well, I would have liked him. If he doesn't do well, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. That's kind of all you can say.
In this matchup, we have the very first time there has been a game between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Maybe more in the minds of Bills fans than anyone else because Mahomes was drafted with the Buffalo's draft pick, that there will always be some point of comparison. But do you see this being like our generation's Brady versus Manning? Like, is this the next pairing of the big quarterbacks that face off every year because they win their divisions every year?
People are not going to like this one. Is Allen really on that par? Are we really putting Allen up with Brady, with Manning, with Kelly, Marino, with Elway? Are we really already doing that? I'll
I'm
admit.
not saying
Go
that,
ahead.
like the career. Is this the quarterback matchup to watch in the NFL right now?
I think now, yes. In a couple years, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, we still don't know what Allen is going to turn into. As of last week, people were calling him the possible MVP, and after the Titans game, people are like, "Oh, like there's Allen again." Like they've never watched a Bills game before. And actually, in fairness to them, it was a national game, so maybe some people really hadn't watched a Bills game before. They're all reading their box scores and they think they know who Josh Allen is. Um, I think the thing about Patrick Mahomes is he didn't play a down his first season. Well, he didn't start his first season. Alex Smith started, so he came in his second year, the same time Allen did, interestingly enough. And Patrick Mahomes has never been on a bad team. Josh Allen has been on, I would say, kind of a bad team if you count the 6-10 season. Um,
Or his
so
career?
So it'd be interesting to see how Mahomes does on a bad team, because like you mentioned the draft, and I gotta tell you, like that draft, like Mahomes was expected to go before, well, Trubisky, DeShaun Watson, and even in Kaiser, I believe, was another one that he was supposed to go before, or I mean, after Kaiser was picked. And some draft analysis people had Peterman above Mahomes. So I don't subscribe to we could have gotten Mahomes at 10 in 2017. A, because we got Tre'Davious White, and I'm so happy about that, for one. And we look what happened against the Titans. And two, we ended up getting Allen, who, maybe going back to your original question, is kind of being compared. Like even during the Titans game, I'm sure Elijah pointed this out to you. They compared Josh Allen to Mahomes during that game. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, now it is a battle of the Titans, ironically, of quarterbacks.
All right. Speaking of Titans, Tennessee did a hell of a job slowing down the Bills' offense. Had looked quite prolific in the 4 games prior. What was it that Tennessee did so well against our offense? Do we have to worry about Kansas City doing the same thing?
Well, they switched from most of the teams that we were playing so far did a man coverage on Josh Allen. This was a team that did a zone coverage. So basically, at all times, Josh Allen really couldn't find a quote-unquote open receiver, and they also did a good job of containing him from doing his running. And I think the Bills have been trying to stop him from doing that anyway. So I think the Titans sort of lucked out there that they didn't come into the game planning on running. So, like, what can the Chiefs do that the Titans did? I mean, if they play a similar, I'm not trying to give anything away, but if they play a similar zoning type like they did, that the Titans did, I think that would be a good advantage for the Chiefs to do against Josh Allen. But I don't think they're going to do as well because the Chiefs' defense has been atrocious this season. I mean, they just allowed 40 points against the Raiders last week. So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, the Bills should do well on offense against this team. Vrabel has just done a really good job against the Bills. Like the last 3 Titans games, the Bills scoring was 13, 14, and 16. We never hit 20 against the Titans the last 3 times. It's just something they do well. It's something Belichick does well. And so it'll be very interesting to see if Andy Reid and the defense of the Chiefs are able to copy the game plan that the Titans just provided them.
The return of Dawson, Knox, and Zack make noticeable differences at all?
No, I don't think so. I haven't really seen so much from Zach Moss really. The first 5 games, others might disagree. He hasn't done anything to like wow me, be like, wow, like this guy's great. You know what I mean? Same thing with Singletary. Like I remember Carlos Williams.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
that's what he's kind of reminding me of, which is not good because he got out of the league so quick. I'm hoping I'm really wrong on that. It's also utilization of the running backs. We're not going run first. We're going lots of passing first, and it's not really a West Coast where you're using the pass to open the run either. So that's I don't think there'll be too much of a difference there. And Kroft's actually stepped up at the tight end position. So I mean Knox will add a little bit, but Kroft's been doing pretty good too.
On the other side of the ball, was the problem just missing Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano? They've returned to practice for limited participation practice already this week. Does their return fix the problems? I mean, we're going against what is probably the most potent offense in the NFL after like our most dismal game defensively in recent memory, at least.
Right. Well, before we get to that, I just remember John Brown was out during the Titans game as well, and I think that was extremely significant. John Brown's in the game. Don't have other. I won't even name their names because I don't feel like it. Receivers hitting the ball in their hands and getting interceptions or fumbling the ball. You know who I'm talking about. I know his name. I just don't want to say it out loud. He doesn't deserve it. Tre'Davious White, Matt Milano, they're the two best players on the defense in my opinion, and them being out of the game was a significant difference against the Titans. Overall, the Bills' defense hasn't been doing that well either, though. We're playing this weird 4-2-5 thing with the nickel all the time, and I think the team is really lacking from having three strong linebackers back there. Losing Lorenzo Alexander has hurt the team, I think. I think even losing Starla Tulele for the year has hurt the team because we don't have that extra strength there, and our backup tackles, our DD tackles, aren't just not as good as I think people have thought. Like Harrison Phillips is just not as good as he could have been, and plus I haven't seen Trent Murphy doing that much or Derrick Hughes doing that much. AJ Epenesa's come in a few times, but he hasn't done much either. So it's overall poor performance by the Bills defense. But yes, White is literally a game changer. We won, I think, 2 or 3 games just on his performance alone last year. And Milano, I want Milano on the team more than I do Tremaine Edmunds, for example. Like if we had to choose between those two, I would pick Milano. Though he is having an injury issue this year, which is also a factor, of course. But if we are at full strength, I think it'll definitely help. But I think we also are losing a lot with Wallace still being on IR, I believe, Levi Wallace. So it's going to be tough sledding regardless, at least from the wide defending the receivers.
All right. Well, I'm ready to make my pick. Is it okay with you?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be exciting on a Monday afternoon, 5 o'clock. Man, it's been 11 years since I've been to the Bills game, and I'm itching to go back. Like, I really wish this could be a game I could go back for, but alas, it is not to be. But I think the Bills are going to win a tight game, 30-27.
Whoa!
Woo.
Beating the defending Super Bowl champs. That's quite a strong prediction there, Randy.
Oakland beat them, so therefore the logic, it's there.
Oh, I see. Well, back in 2013, I was at a game where the Bills beat the defending Super Bowl champions, who were the Ravens that year, Week 4. Joe Flacco threw 5 interceptions, I think. I don't think Mahomes is going to do that. I could be pleasantly surprised though. Romo 1 through 6, so who knows? Maybe Mahomes will throw 5.
Turnovers for sure.
Yeah. Oh God, we need turnovers. That was another big thing. Real quick about the Titans, and then I promise I'll give my score. Yeah, we had 3 turnovers in the Titans game that resulted in 21 points. I mean, we can't make mistakes like that. I mean, that was it was a close game, but that didn't happen, Anyway, back to the Chiefs. I got some inspiration from the year 2008, so I'm going to go with 54-31 Chiefs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So bet the over.
No, I was thinking about the 2008 season, how much it's mirroring this season so far. In 2008, we went 4-0. We were also playing the AFC and NFC West. Week 5, we got destroyed. Same thing happened in 2008 and 2020. But then the good thing is, well, week 6 ironically was a bye, but
they were both years too. Don't forget that part.
Yes. But the game we played after we got destroyed by the Cardinals, we beat the Chargers at home in our 6th game of the season. So maybe we beat the Chiefs. Maybe you're onto something.
All right. Well, time will tell. We look forward to being here for at least all the primetime shows. So be sure to catch us back here on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until then, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another Buffalo Bills Pregame.